It's 2005. I'm 8 years old. I'm just getting out the bed to watch Saturday morning cartoons. Instead of hearing SpongeBob or Jimmy Neutron, I turn on the TV. I hear this.
He's a phantom.
Airing on Nickelodeon from April 3rd, 2004 to August 24th, 2007. Created by the one and only Butch Hartman, also known for Fairly Odd Parents and Tough Puppy. Danny Phantom ran for 3 seasons and 53 episodes. Probably the first of his genre to mix superhero action the likes of Spider-Man, teen drama, and paranormal adventure. Almost a decade later, and Danny Phantom still maintained a fan base that loves this show. And at 8 years old, I was already the type of kid who felt like I was seeing ghosts, having paranormal experiences, lucid dreaming, all type of unexplainable stuff. So Danny Phantom was right, and I mean right up my alley, bro. And at the time, the scariest thing I had saw outside of horror movies was the Flying Dutchman and SpongeBob. So this was a good relief. And at certain times, Danny Phantom took the liberty of exploring more mature topics like puberty, relationships, envy, jealousy, growing up lonely, and bullying. Just different topics that you wouldn't expect a kid show in 2004 to be tackling as gracefully as Butch did. Let's reminisce. For chronology's sake, we're gonna go over the basis of the story.
Hi, you. I just wanted to...
Meet me? Who doesn't?
We can't forget about one of the most iconic female characters in the entire show, Paulina. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you looking kind of... Okay, wait a minute. I'm speaking from the perspective of my past self. Danny and everybody else, rightfully so, was head over heels with this Paulina girl. And I'm pretty sure this is where I got my infatuation with curvy, spicy Latinas. I'm not gonna lie. Set in Amity Park, following our 3 main characters, Danny, Sam, and Tucker. Basically, Danny lives a double life where he has to balance out being a half ghost and a regular teenage kid, which can get tricky at times because who is a ghost, and who have we ever seen have to balance that? Therein lies the interest and the crux of this story, which I found as an 8-year-old kid so enthralling. Basically, every episode follows this core story structure, and it's amazing. So first and foremost, after Danny gets turned into a ghost, his parents, this man's very own parents, don't know that he is a ghost. They don't know that this portal has changed this man's molecules and rearranged his molecules. His DNA got all messed up and jumbled up, and they have no idea. But his big sister Jazz, she probably the only character and probably the smartest character, because outside of the people that this man straight up tells, nobody really ever finds out that he's a ghost. And, you know, it's like the whole Peter Parker thing. And like Spider-Man, he has a plethora of reoccurring villains. I'm talking about a whole lineup of bad guys that this dude has to fight on a week-to-week basis. And a couple of these ghosts actually landed a special place in my heart. Vlad, Stalker, the Box Ghost, one of my favorite ghosts, the Genie Girl, I don't really remember her name. Amber, you gonna always remember her name. Woofy too, I love Woofy. Vlad Plasmius. He probably this man Danny arch nemesis. Not even probably, he is. So Vlad was Danny's dad, best friend. And he was also in love with Danny's mom, Maddie, which is super weird. He's very envious, very jealous of Jack. These guys were lab partners in college. Like I said, best friends and lab partners. And in one fateful experiment, Vlad got turned into a ghost by Jack himself, and thus ensues his perpetual hatred for Danny's father, and thus Danny himself. Which makes for some of the funniest fights and craziest moments, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this show got away with some of the wildest jokes.
You gonna let my friend go? Or do we have to do this the hard way?
And this dude probably gotta win the funniest ghost award, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Hands down, you win. And of course, we got Skulker. This man was probably one of the coolest, menacing, mysterious ghosts. He probably one of the ghosts that can get runner-up arch nemesis just off his pure will and sheer consistency. I almost got tired of the trope of this man trying to capture Danny. How many times he did it. It was annoying at times. Like, Skulker, go away. And we can't forget when Danny's darkness took over in a future representation of himself, an entirely alternate timeline where he fully threw away his humanity and turned into his ultimate ghost self. Probably one of the most fire villain characters in a kid's cartoon. Like, Dark Danny was different. Bro, his voice actor, his skill set, his lines, I don't know, bro was exuding aura. That boy was an aura farm in every scene, every clip. Like, Dark Danny he was him. I wish we would got more of Dark Danny. That would have been crazy. That would have been dope. And let's not forget the crux of the show where Danny revealed his powers to everybody. Like, I don't know, that was probably one of the most intense, anticlimactic moments in cartoon history, because, man, I don't know, I feel like people should have been more surprised. Then again, I feel like they should have been less surprised because it was obvious. Like, I think Dark Danny even made a joke about it, like...
You knew? You always were smarter than I gave you credit for.
You're not Danny.
I was, but I grew out of it. The Fenton portal. Destroyed it. As soon as I find it, that's going too. Is it C? You? No. So it must be D. None of the above. The answer to the first question is D.
He was pissed that everybody didn't notice except Jazz. Like, rightfully so. Another thing that reminds me of Spider-Man with Danny is this man witty comebacks during fights.
Time for this mummy to cry uncle!
I control the scepter!
Not anymore, Dusty!
I saw you running and thought, hey, I should give him something to run from!
Maybe you need to learn to rely on your natural abilities.
Big or small, I will still have your head in my trophy room.
Nice image. There's a better one.
Maybe you need to rely on your natural ability.
Probably some of the funniest content to 9-year-old and 8-year-old me. I thank you, Danny. I thank you. Ghost Zone, Ghost Sense, the concept of going ghost, phasing through walls, possessing people, all of these different concepts explored, fleshed out, and bundled into a show a kid could understand, and a concept a kid can understand, all perfectly executed. And the concept of Danny sort of having to integrate his ghost side is reminiscent to the concept philosophers talk about with the integration of one's shadow and having to integrate all of your darkest aspects and hidden aspects of your personality to become a complete person. Touching on a concept like that in the children's show, you just gotta tip your hat to it.